Hello everyone, welcome back for video number 2 of today. You're being treated unless you see that me popping up on your screen twice in one day is not a treat. So I apologise if that's not the case, so you don't have to wonder why I'm wearing the same clothes in 2 videos running. But welcome back to Speaking Spurs with me, Kieran, talking all things Tottenham. This video is about Son. Heung-Min Son has signed a 4-year deal to stay with Spurs, which will take him up until 2025. Now, we've been waiting for this for a very long time. It feels like a year we've been talking about this contract, but obviously there was no rush. Sonny obviously wanted to stay at Spurs, so they've had the time to get the contract right. Okay, this is the biggest contract of his career now. It's going to keep him until he's 33 years old, so that's the prime of his career. He's going to be at Spurs. Unless, of course, we hit some weird scenario and situation where we need to sell players at the end of next season. But in which case, with a new signature and the 4 years running on his deal, he'll obviously still be worth a bucket load of money. So it works out for everyone, this deal does. But look, Sonny's very happy at Spurs. We're going to work through the club statement, what they've said, talk a little bit about Sonny himself, and just go from there, really. I'm just so excited that we finally got some good news in the midst of all the Harry Kane talk and some of our longer serving players possibly going out the door. But obviously we had the good news this morning of Galini coming into the club, Pierluigi Galini from Atalanta, goalkeeper, to push Hugo Lloris for the number 1 spot with the obligation/option to buy, depending on appearances, of £13 million. So we'll see how that one goes. But the club have said, we are delighted to announce that Heung-Min Son has signed a 4-year contract with the club, which will run until 2025. The South Korea captain, 29, has scored 107 goals and claimed 64 assists in 280 appearances in all competitions since joining us from Bayer Leverkusen in August 2015. Now, I just want to put that in perspective for you. Those 107 goals and 64 assists combine to make 171 goal contributions in 280 games. So you split 280 in half, that's 140. So that would be 1 in every 2. But he's got 171, so he has a better ratio than 1 goal contribution every 2 games, which is fantastic considering his first year at Spurs was a bit underwhelming. He wanted to leave. It took him a while to settle in. He's had some injuries in his time, some sort of off seasons, but he's still produced more than 1 goal contribution in every 2 games, which is fantastic, and you can see why we've been desperate to keep him at the club. And why nobody else has tried to nick him off us, I still don't understand. Look, I'm grateful, because I desperately want him to stay at the club, but just a little bit baffled. So anyway, we continue. Sonny wrote his name into club folklore by scoring the first Premier League and first Champions League goals at Tottenham Hotspur Stadium in the space of a week in April 2019. He followed that 8 days later by scoring twice in the Champions League quarter-final, second leg against Manchester City. Another dramatic night on our way to our first Champions League final. And oh my God, what a journey that was. I mean, that season we weren't particularly playing well in the Premier League. Even in the Champions League, we weren't playing great. We were essentially dragged to the final by VAR, Llorente and Lucas Moura, but Sonny obviously had his hand in it as well. Dramatic season, massive memories, so happy, just a bit of an underwhelming final. Sonny's stunning solo goal against Burnley in the Premier League in December 2019, where he ran from just outside the penalty area to score at the other end, attained world acclaim, winning the Puskás Award for the best goal of the year and Premier League goal of the season. And oh my gosh, what a goal it was. And when Sonny talks about it, it's quite funny. He's so blasé about it. Essentially, what was meant to happen, he was breaking with the ball and he kept looking out to his left. And I think it was Dele Alli. Could be wrong because Son's been the main focus. But I think it was Dele Alli. And he was making the run. He kept looking up, trying to create a gap to play the ball. And it just wasn't happening. The gaps were getting closed and closed and closed. He just carried on running, worming his way through. Nice composed finish. What a goal. Absolutely stunning. And obviously will go down in history forever as one of Spurs' and his own greatest goals and one of the all-time greats in the Premier League. He won his 3rd Player of the Month award from the Premier League in October 2020 and formed a lethal partnership with Harry Kane in the 2020-21 season. Their 14-goal combinations is a record for a Premier League season. Both players were later named in the PFA Team of the Season, and it was unreal. I mean, we were delighted to see the combinations of Dele Alli and Harry Kane a few seasons before, and that kind of dwindled, but up stepped Sonny. And, you know, their ability to play together was phenomenal. Absolutely loved watching the pair of them. They've been absolutely brilliant together, so amazing. And hopefully, if we can keep Harry Kane, that will continue. If not, we just need Sonny to create a link with whoever comes in. But you've got to remember, those 14 goal contributions came with injuries to Kane, little injuries to Son. But there's many more, because there's the combinations that we haven't counted from Europa League competitions, the cup competitions. What a fantastic achievement, because there's some massive combinations within that list in and around them. Okay, Sonny is a 6-time winner of the best footballer in Asia, 3 times AFC Asia International Player of the Year, and 5-time Korean FA Player of the Year. That's a lot of accolades. Like, they absolutely love him in Asia. And if you've been down to the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium or even White Hart Lane when we were there, the amount of not just South Korean fans, but the amount of fans from the Asian community that just come to watch Sonny, they don't care about watching Spurs. They want to watch Sonny. They buy the merch. They're all walking around with shirts with Son on the back. The guy is a major celebrity. All right. What else we got? He's been capped 93 times by South Korea, scored 27 goals, including strikes at the 2014 and 2018 World Cup, along with helping his country to win the Asia Games in 2018. You know, he scored goals against Germany, which I'm sure he'll remember for the rest of his life. And although 27 goals in 93 games doesn't sound that impressive, it is when you consider that the nation is South Korea. You know, a lot of competition they're going to come up against. They're going to be greater opposition, so they're going to spend a lot of time on the back foot. Sonny's not going to get as much time to burst forward, make those runs, get into the box. So that's a really, really good return at international level, all things considered. And those Asia Games we are so grateful for, because that meant he only had to do basic military service rather than us having to say goodbye to him for a mass period of time, which other clubs have had to suffer with certain Asian players or players from certain cultures where they're drafted in to do some sort of military service. So speaking on the announcement, Fabio Paratici, who's our managing director of football, he has said, "We are pleased to have agreed a new long-term contract with Heung-Min Son as we move towards the start of the new season and a new chapter with club and Nuno Espirito Santo. Everyone can see the real positive impact he has on the club, both on and off the field, and we are delighted that he will play a part in what we are trying to achieve in the coming years." And look, he has. You've only got to watch videos on YouTube or on Spurs TV of just how much Sonny is loved around the club. The guy's always got a smile on his face. And the couple of times where we've seen him look upset, crying, angry, it makes news. It's everywhere when he's upset, and we're all sitting there feeling sorry for him and upset with him because he's just such a delight. And there was a video recently that went up that cracked me up. It was, I think Spurs actually put up themselves saying, "Are these the two happiest guys in football?" And it was Lucas Moura and Sonny dancing. I mean, terribly. But they look like they're having fun. Lucas Moura puts his bib on his head for some reason to create a bandana. They both have a little, jig around. They're laughing, making a bit of noise. Sonny's actually seen doing the dance again on his own, celebrating something. It's great to see they're having fun. They're obviously enjoying their time at the club. Are the other players going to think they're a bit mental? Probably. Is Nuno wondering what he signed up for? Probably. Do we care? No, we don't. Right, we want happy players around the club, and Son's an absolute delight. Son himself has added, "It was already a big honour to play here for 6 years. The club have showed me massive respect, and obviously I'm very happy to be here. It's like home, especially with the fans, the players, the staff. There was no decision. It was easy. I'm so happy to be here and will be so glad to see the fans again soon." Look, and that's exactly what we want to hear from a player like Sonny. There's obviously been the keyboard warriors on social media that you always get that have tried to somehow turn this positive news into a negative. And here's how. So Sonny signs the new contract. We're obviously really happy because we've been waiting. Some fans have sat there and said, is this Son's loyalty or is this a lack of ambition? What? I'm so fed up of fans being negative. And as you will know, if you're a regular viewer of this channel, I don't do the whole negativity thing. I try and look at everything from all sides, which is why quite often you'll see other YouTubers post their videos first. And it essentially just becomes a competition of which Spurs YouTuber can rant more than another one. That's not me. I don't want to sit here and rant. I like to look at all sides of it, weigh it up, and then come to you with a balanced argument, opinion. After all, the majority of this is my opinion. I obviously look at opinions of other fans. But, how can you sit there and say lack of ambition? I would argue him signing a new contract actually shows more ambition. It would be easy for Sonny to move to another club that are in a better financial position than us, in a better league standing than us, in a better European standing than us. It would be easy for him to go win trophies elsewhere. It shows real ambition to stick with a club that were on the rise, that have hit a blip, and you want to be part of building them back up again. Look, we've got fantastic facilities, best training complex, best stadium, great fans. Why would you want to leave? Unless you see trophies as the most important part of your career, then there's no reason to go. London is a fantastic place for foreign players to be. They absolutely love it. There's lots they can do here. There's good transport links around the rest of the country. It's so multicultural and diverse. Why would he want to leave? I don't understand. Apart from trophies and money, there's no reason to leave. And this just goes to show, in my eyes, Son's ambition. He is ambitious. He wants to win something with Spurs. And deep down, I think that's kind of what Harry Kane wants. But because he's, named now as one of, if not the best striker in world football, it creates this pressure for them to leave and get trophies in the cabinet. I have no doubt if Harry Kane stays at Spurs, he will break all of our records. He will probably beat Alan Shearer's record. If he moves to Man City, yes, he'll get a crap ton of money. He will probably win the Golden Boot every single year. He will smash Alan Shearer's record. No doubt about it. But he would have done it with a club where he's expected to. To do all this at Spurs, a club that have had to fight tooth and nail to get to where they are, with financial constraints and tight purse strings, that's a real achievement. And that's what makes a club legend. Someone that will stick around through the thick and thin. And obviously Sonny's a foreign player as well. That makes it all the more happened in the other video as well, didn't it? With the old fantastic and magnificent. Admirable. It makes it more admirable for him to stay and fight for us to move on to the next level. So look, let me know below, guys. Are you excited? Are you happy that Sonny's staying? I mean, if you're not, what planet are you on? Like, we all love Sonny. No question about it. There's not a bad bone in the guy's body. And the guy works so hard. If you haven't seen the documentary about Heung-Min Son, I would urge you to go watch it. It'll just make you fall in love with him as a player even more. His dedication, the amount of training he puts in outside of actual training, which is grueling enough anyway as a professional athlete. They train a lot. A lot of the time is spent then on recovery, on diet. Sonny puts in the extra work. His dad is unreal. I don't know how his dad has not been signed up as a professional coach at Spurs, maybe. I don't know if that comes down to badges. I don't know what badges and stuff he's got. But, the guy has certainly helped Sonny move on to new heights and really, really keeps him grounded. And you find out a lot. There's elements as to why he's not with anyone. He's not married in a relationship yet. He really just focuses on the football, and he's found a club he loves. And may he stay here for the remainder of that contract till 2025. I will be so happy if we keep him in that time and he can go on and break some records himself. So yeah, let me know, guys. What do you think about this one? I'm sure you're excited, and I'm sure it's all going to be positive comments. So unless there's any Karens or keyboard warriors that want to comment, it should all be completely positive. I'll get back to you as I always do. So thanks for sticking around. If you're new to the channel, welcome. We're happy to have you in the Speaking Spurs family. Everyone in here is absolutely friendly in the comments and stuff. and been really supportive of myself to help the channel grow. We're fast approaching the 600 subscribers mark. We might even be there now as this video is going, because the Galini video is already up, so that might have helped me surpass it. I'm trying to get to that 1,000 subscriber mark, and you can be a massive help along the way. The watch hours, I need like 4,000, and I'm over 2,600 now, and that is down to you guys. So pat on the back for everyone. I'm so thankful and grateful that you enjoy the channel and stick around and come again. So thank you so much. And I know I say thank you all the time, but I'm going to continue to say thank you, because why wouldn't I? We should always be thankful for other people supporting us. So thank you very much. Like, subscribe and comment. And as always, come on you Spurs.